Today I learned a new function. It's called interactive Q&A. So I will turn it on just in case you have any questions. You are more than welcome to ask your question along. So IYLP stands for International Youth Leadership Program, and this is our fourth cohort right now. What is IYLP? So IYLP is basically an event about 9 months, and we are here to develop and equip youth with the skills, knowledge, resources, and practical experiences to become engaged global citizens and transformative leaders. We do have some examples of what are the platforms that we can provide to our IYLP participants for you to be a global citizen. For example, like attending APFSD. It could be a jargon for you. APFSD stands for Asia Pacific Forum for Sustainable Development. Usually it's held in Bangkok. And HRPF stands for High Level Political Forum. I believe a lot of you know about COP and Climate Week. So Climate Week, sometimes we have Climate Week in the Asia Pacific region, and we also have it in New York City. What makes it different for IYLP this year is we want to make sure our participants are more prepared when they are actually becoming one of the youth representative to all these global platforms. That's why all the youth conference engagement will start from 2026 instead of this year. So it really depends on the performance of our participants this year. And if let's say you aim to be one of the delegates next year, do let us know and we know how to pave your way. So what are the eligibility of becoming an IYLP participant? We've welcomed those who are 20 to 35 years old. There are some special cases that we could take those who are a little bit younger than the age or a little bit older from 35, and we leave the decision to the local chapters to decide. And if you are interested in global issues and the SDG, and you can speak English or you can write, or you have more than one language skills, you are more than welcome to do so. Another thing that we think is an advantage is if you are interested in humanitarian work and also familiar with Tzu Foundation. What do you get as an IYLP participant or as a delegate? We provide you skills and training workshops. You get guidance straight away from your local mentors. You are given opportunities to join conferences, trainings on local projects. We call it AMP. You will learn about it a little bit more later. And of course, towards your completion, you will receive a certificates. I would like to walk you through some of the past opportunities that we provided to our past participants. We have delegates going to COP for 3 years straight, New York Climate Week, and also some of them are partially funded. For example, like HRPF, DRR, CSW. CSW stands for Commission Status of Women and usually happens in US, UN headquarters. Some in Asia Pacific region, also in local countries, national level like Malaysia Urban Forum or Asia Pacific Climate Week. Let me know if I am too fast. And in 2022, we started our first cohort. And with that, we had the opportunity to share this platform and also some conference engagement opportunities to our participants. And of course, as we move forward to 2023, we expand our team and we have more delegates attending different forums, different programs. For example, like World Food Forum in Rome. And last year, just very recently, we also have participants attending UNGA High Level Week, as well as CSW. And I believe in a while, you will be able to hear from one of the alumni, Ying Ying, which you can see here at the right-hand side. She'll be sharing about her journey as an alumni in 2024. So how do we start? In 2022, we started off with just having one global team. So everyone from everywhere, mostly in Asia Pacific region, they will meet at a certain time to discuss topic about SDGs and how, in Tzu point of view, how do we advocate this? Then we realized that all of them have been meeting each other just virtually. That's not really a lot of sense of connectivity, not seeing each other in person. So in 2023, we make a new move by starting having one local team, and it was from Malaysia. Then it turns out to be one of the very advantage and very good move basically. Not only the people can connect better, it also can tie in very closely to the local chapter. So in 2024, we expand. We had four local teams and a global team. We have Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore, and Indonesia. What about 2025? We're not too sure yet. It really depends on our applications. So currently, we have five local teams available. We have Philippines, Malaysia, Singapore, and Indonesia. And because UN SCAP, the regional office for United Nations, is located in Bangkok, we are also open to explore a team in Thailand. I hear some of us are having the microphones on. Maybe some of the co-hosts can help me with that. And moving on, we mentioned about you have mentors accompanying you throughout the process. So what are the roles of mentors? Basically, they will guide you or they will learn together with you. Should you have any feedback, have any questions, they could be the immediate person that you go to ask your question. They can give you some advice when you need it and also some support. So basically, mentors will also tag you along to do some volunteering work at city local chapters for you to learn a little bit more about city. And they might go with you to some field trips and some conferences. And depending on your location, you sometimes will see them online or you'll see them offline. I must say I was very fortunate because I have a very great mentor, and that's why my IYLP experience is really great. And now, can I invite Ying Ying to share about her IYLP journey? Over to you, Ying Ying. You can
Mm-hmm.
share the screen, or I can help you with the screen as well.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Lee. So, good day, everyone. My name is Yin Ying. Am I clear to all of you? And I'm
Mhm.
from Malaysia. I'm one of the IYLP 2024 participants, and today I'm excited to share my IYLP journey with you. So it all started with a post on FB about this program. So to apply, I reached out to my lecturers and managers explaining my passion for this program. So they kindly wrote me some recommendation letters. So after going through some group interviews, I was thrilled to be accepted into this program. So now let's dive into some of my key takeaways here. And we have a total of 8 classes on a bi-weekly basis, led by some SDG experts, professors, and some project specialists. So beyond the class, we work on like group case studies as our homework, and these studies equip me with a better understanding of like societal issues across different regions in the world and how like various policies are designed to address them. One of the most valuable aspect of like RLP is the AMP. In a mentor mentee format, participants can choose from like various projects to implement the real world solution. This project can range from like organizing a oral health care program, conducting impact analysis, writing proposals, securing funding, or even using 3D printing to repurpose the recycled materials. So like this hands-on experience truly allow us to apply what we learn in class to make a tangible impact. Throughout the RLP, we had the privilege of attending global, regional, and local conferences, expanding our perspective and deepening our knowledge in various industries. This event exposes us to like some current sustainable practices and allows us to connect with leaders and change makers worldwide. So next slide, please. And here's the pictures of our cohort after class. There are like mentor, mentees, and speakers from diverse backgrounds and countries. We all coming together to exchange our knowledge and ideas. And the diversity here of our perspective was one of the most enriching part of this program. Aside from like technical knowledge, ILP also like enhance my soft skill. Next slide, please. Such as like design thinking, convergent divergent thinking, and most importantly, the exposure to some innovative global initiative. The program is designed in a very practical and interactive manner thanks to the dedicated curriculum and mentor team. So next slide, please. Here's one example of our homework was a collaborative world map where we pin the inspiring works done by the 2G volunteer across like 136 countries. So this exercise truly opened my eyes to the power of like the collective actions and the different ways of humanitarian efforts are implemented worldwide. Next slide. So for my AMP project, I chose to work on an impact analysis in pinning for a ECS program, Education Community Service Program. To improve the program, I conducted interviews with the lecturers, teachers, coordinators, the parents, and the students from like diverse backgrounds. So with the guidance of my mentors, I gained some valuable insights into like education ideologies that are like aligned with our country MOE goals. So here is another one. So using under the mentorship of project specialists in Mozambique, also design some simple tools to measure the malnutrition levels. And this process also taught me a lot about like UNICEF, WHO, and MOH standards in tackling the malnutrition crisis. Next one, please. So aside from my AMP project, also engage locally by participating in LCOI to learn more about the climate actions and partnership. Besides that, I was also honored to be part of the Summit of the Future and participated in the 2-day action days at the UN HQ, where I had the opportunity to engage with some global stakeholders and leaders. Next slide. Lastly, I was given an opportunity to speak at the 2G event in New York, sharing my thoughts on the youth as agent of social change. So looking back, this journey has not only deepened my knowledge, but also shaped me in ways that I never expected. So from hands-on project to every meaningful discussion, I'm deeply grateful for all the opportunities provided by IYLP. Next slide. For anyone considering applying, good luck with your application, and I can't wait to see the next cohort take it even further. Thank you so much.
Wei, you are muted.
Awesome. I'm so sorry, I cannot see myself. So let me continue my screen sharing. So what I was trying to say is,
So they will change the
thank you so much. Okay, I'll continue my screen. 1 second. Okay, so just now, from what Ying has shared, it's basically a very quick overview of her lifestyle or her IYLP experience. But apart from some of the opportunities she was given virtually, cross country, cross region, and also in the UN headquarters, she was also very active in the local chapter as well. Under Tzu initiative, she's also supporting the South Africa project as a curriculum team as well. So this year, we learned from our monitoring and evaluation. Our participants appreciate when the class is in hybrid mode, meaning they get some in-person experience and also some online sessions. So we're thinking that why not we take your ideas and make it real. So what's our plan for our curriculum this year is we want to incorporate both face-to-face learning and online learning. So out of 8 sessions, we're expecting 4 local interaction and 4 online classes. Should we have online classes? We are aiming to have it on Saturday at GMT +8, somewhere at 7 p.m. So that's basically the time that we used to have our IYLP session, looking at that's the best timing for all the time zones that we have. But we will see and we will keep it inform once we have all the participants on board. So a rough idea on the project timeline. Right now we are at February, almost the end. So towards 14th of March, it will be the closing for IYLP for this year. And as soon as on the 17th to the 22nd, you'll be receiving emails for the scheduled interview. Interview will be done one by one, along with the planning team from the headquarters. You will be meeting them from the local chapters as well. For example, just now we hear some examples of you could be a Filipinos, but you're currently in Singapore. Let's say you are long term in Singapore. So the Singapore team will be helping you with the interview session so that the interactions for you in 2025 will be here. Then after the interview process, we hope that we can be timely. So by March 26, we can announce who will be with us for this year. So 2 weeks later, we will have our orientation. Then we move on to our usual classes. You have the introduction to 四季. It could be done in the way of local office tour, or you can start preparing your action and practice. So action and practice is like a community project, or it can be a virtual project that you want to do. If you do not have any idea, you can write to us and we can share with you about some of the past projects that we may have. Then moving on, in June, we want to introduce you to UN, not to bring you in person, but to talk to you about what our SDG focuses, what are the locals and regional opportunities that we might have for you in 2026. We also can learn about some alumni to share about their past experiences, either in curating a side event, speaking at an event, co-organizing, really depends. Then moving on, you will see we have some SDGs classes related preparing for you. But it is not the SDG under review for 2025, but it's for 2026. What is the purpose of doing that? We want to make sure that by exposing you, preparing you in advance to the SDG related for next year, that can help you prepare yourself. For example, let's say you are attending APFSD Youth Forum. You might need to bring in an abstract, a project that you have done locally. So your A&P can fit in nicely to be the project, your entry to the APFSD Youth Forum. But of course, we will not be able to secure a seat for you, but you can be a youth delegate from Tzu to apply. And the decision is done by the Secretariat of the APFSD Youth Forum, but you do stand a chance. After all the 4 classes about SDGs, we will have a final presentation for your action and practice, meaning to say A&P will happen concurrently while you're having your classes. And of course, towards the end of the year, we're expecting us all to meet together. The place will be decided as time goes by, and we will have our annual conference. It's called TIA Conference, which TIA stands for Tzu International Youth Association Conference. So this is some of the examples of last year's awardee. We have 2 Project Smiles, one in the Philippine chapter and one in the Indonesia chapter. And then top 3, we also have School of Imaginations from Singapore. So those are the examples of the past action and practices and how they actually won their project and receive a free tickets to go to a TIA conference. So where are we heading to? This is probably the questions that you might want to keep it with yourself. And if let's say you are interested to know more about what our involvement at the grassroots level, regional level, or national level, let us know. And there are some important dates that I want to remind us all here. The application due date is on the 14th March at 11:59 GMT plus 8. Interview dates will be 17 to 22nd March. Announcement on the 26th, and the first orientation will be virtual. It's on the 12th April of 2025. So this is the QR code for you to apply and read about the program description. And I think that's all from me. Thank you. If you have any other question, your time is now. Okay, I see one question in the group from Harvey. Let me see. Mm, okay, let me scroll a little bit. I see one question from Rita. So Rita asks, can Nepali citizen apply for the program? So I guess this question I might need to direct to Sean if Sean is here with us. And perhaps before you answer this question, you can briefly introduce yourself and your role in IYLP.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. My name is Sean. I'm the staff deputy director for Tsuchi Foundation. Nice to meet you, everyone. I'm actually Malaysian and I'm working in Tsuchi Foundation for more than 10 years. So I'm actually staff here. For this question, we actually open for anyone around the world to apply LLP. But for the local chapters that we've mentored locally will be Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, and Philippines. These four countries will have our local mentors that accompany you locally. For those non-Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, or Philippines, we will have online mentors. So yeah, we welcome anyone to apply for this program. No restrictions for any citizen.
Okay, thank you, Sean, for answering the question. Okay, let me look at the next one. I have one from Ramat. Ah, Ramat just introduced himself. And let me see. Harvey. So what's your question? Harvey is from Philippines and you are asking for some tips for the application. And will all applicants will be invited to an interview only or selected applicants? Okay, I will answer part of the questions and I will also invite Lynette to answer the other half. I will say definitely all participants, as long as you successfully submit your application, will come to you for the interview. We'll schedule a time with you. And if there's any tips for the Philippines local chapter for the application to be selected, Lynette, over to you. And please introduce yourself very briefly.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. I'm Lynette from the Philippines. I'm also part of IYLP. So I was in 2022 cohort. And now I've been serving the role of a mentor and also part of the digital marketing team. So yeah, for tips, I think what I can say is just be confident in applying and maybe to think about a project that's close to your heart, that would resonate to you and the community you are part of.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Lynette. Okay. Uh, Zitong asked about whether the session is recorded. Yes, it is recorded. Should you have any other questions, feel free to write to us. We have our email address there as well. Mm, okay. Hannah.
Yeah,
Hannah would like
thank
to
you.
ask regarding, thank you so much. So Hannah, your question is about the recommendation letter. Is there any required template for it? Okay, anyone would like to take this question? Sean, would you like to take this about
I
recommendation letter?
similar questions mailing to our official mailbox asking the similar questions. We didn't have any of official or like the template for IYLP. So as long as the recommenders they feel comfortable. So it's not about the format, it's all about the content on how the recommenders can explain um, you yourself, how they get know you, and then how much you show your leadership in in your workplace or in any concrete reason that they recommend you. I think that will be um the most important thing for the recommendations. But we didn't really look at the format. Yeah. So the recommenders can be set. Usually we're asking for uploading the recommendation letters to the survey cake, but some of the recommenders they would like to send directly to our official mailbox. That would be fine too. So if your recommenders doesn't want to send the recommendations directly to you, but it's all fine. So you can attach words file, anything mentioning the recommenders would like to send directly to our mailbox, that would be fine too. So that is our answer for your question.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Sean. Building on what he has responded, for the past experiences, we receive reference letters like a friend recommendations. So sometimes it will be a little bit hard for us to justify superior or could be your mentor. Okay, moving on, let's see what other questions do we have. Ricky from Malaysia asked about the AMP initiative around May. And can he clarifies about it means that we have to plan and organize a charity or related events ourselves and execute it. Let me see if my mentor JJ from Malaysia is here and if he is convenient to take this question.
Yes, hello. Yeah, can you all hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah. Sorry. The question is, what are the how to say AMP project available in Malaysia? Is that the question?
the
All
question
right.
is
Okay.
about May. Yeah, I can send the question again. So Ricky here from Malaysia, you mentioned that there is a action and practice project, action to project initiative happening around May, question mark. Can I clarify that it means we have to plan and organize a charity or related event ourselves and execute it? So question about AMP and the timeline.
Okay. All right. Uh, yeah. So, regarding how to say whether for the I answer for the second question first. So, will do you all need to how to say organize a charity event or whatsoever at your own capacity? So, actually, for our AMP project, we do actually sort things out like what are the how to say the current 刺激 your nearest 刺激 chapter is how to say your nearest city chapter has some mission or maybe some project that they have at their own hand, and then with the help of you and then from the IYLP participant can really like accelerate. So maybe for last year office, so from Malaysia, three of them they selected the our green edu farm. So eventually it's a sustainable farm where we plant fruits and also vegetables in an organic way, in a sustainability way. So this will become an education center for the public, for the school children to really get close to nature and also learn about food security. So what the mentees have done is that they come out with the how to say the process flow of how are we going to how to say how we're going to make how we're going to run this farm because we already have volunteers there, but sometimes they do not know the way to run it in a proper way to run it more effective. So it's very good to have the mentees to chime in the ideas and also eventually to apply grants from the government or from any agencies. So eventually for our edu farm from last year AMP, we managed to get the grant, a 40,000 ringgit grant from APPGM. So it's one of the subsidiary agencies in Malaysia. So and then we are continuing using the grant to build up our farm. So this is one of the example for the AMP project where we take the local chapter mission or local chapter project that is existing and then we enhance it from there. But of course, if you would like to come up with new project, that's possible as well. But we last year what we do is we list out some of the project that we have recommended, and then for the participants and the mentees can tap into the existing project. Yeah, and then for the one thing is what will be the first question is how to say nearest AMP project in your place. But you did not mention the where do you stay, like which part of Malaysia that you're staying right now. Yeah. So in Malacca, definitely we do have some projects that we have proposed. And then from other KL area, oh, from Selangor. All right. So from Selangor, we do not have any, how to say, a proposal yet. However, we can, once we got it, we can definitely like share with you all. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Jinning.
Hello, Wei. We can't hear you right
Yeah, will you wait her way freezes?
now. Oh,
Sudah,
okay.
please.
Okay, maybe I can have some extra explanations for the mentorship. We have. Oh, Wei, you are back.
Oh, I
Um, Yeah. So this year, 2025, we will have our mentors in Selangor, in KL region. Yeah, Ying Ying will be one of the mentors. So so we actually we do recruit our alumni to be part of the mentors curriculum and also digital marketing team. So we'll have our alumni, Ying Ying, to be the Selangor region, KL Selangor region's mentors. So for whatever projects or whatever planning that you have, you can discuss with the mentors. If you are accepted to be part of IYLP, you can discuss with your mentors because we have quite several of projects on hand in CG Foundation, and also we have some we are welcome some new initiative to 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 execute during the IYLP. So I think that would be something I want to add on. So
mhm.
yeah, so I'll pass it back to Wei.
Thank you. I do need help from the questions after the one we answer because I just came back and it's all gone. So I cannot see the questions anymore. So can someone actually send it to my inbox? And other than that, I actually wanted to welcome Ying Ying to build on as a participant in 2024, how you come up with selecting your AMP, because you actually did two AMPs throughout this process. You have one virtual one, which is support the Mozambique project, and you also have one which you go all the way to Penang to do your AMP. So would you like to expand on this?
Okay, so as for the reason why I choose a Penang project is because like uh in Penang there is a very huge like the education community service program there with over like 150 kids like on a daily basis. We are providing them the how to say the tuition on like Saturday and Sunday. And then our teacher we all source from the university around that areas. And then we providing them the transportations, and then it's kind of the 义工代赈 is like cash for work for them. So it's a very good initiative that I also want to learn more about the process and how I can like further improve it. And as of why I'm choosing the project from Mozambique because I'm currently working with a few like African Suji branches, especially in the South Africa, Malawi. I'm part of the African Youth Leadership Program, the trainer over there. So I'm like designing the curriculum for them, also like mentoring them in some like even programming in the Mozambique coding program. Yeah. So I'm interested to learn more about their situation and then their needs and so on. So I decided to take on a malnutrition program in Mozambique.
Okay, thank you so much, Ying, for your expansion. So from here, we can learn that AMP is a little bit flexible on how do you want to do it. We also have things like a sessions, which can be just done over a day, a 1 day program, or it could be a 3 days, 2 night camps, and then you do it in one city, then you replicate in another. So it really depends on your capacity, the time commitment that you want to put in, and the impact that you really want to see. With that, I was very fortunate during my year that we could work together with the local chapters for our AMP. So not only our local team, but we also have the local volunteers, the senior volunteers with us to go to the school for our action and practice. Okay, I will move on to the questions. Might be in the wrong sequence. I'm sorry about it. So I will go to Xiong Lu's question. So can I ask if there are any prerequisite knowledge we should be familiar with before joining this program? Would it be okay I might not attend perhaps two of the session as I will be overseas for a university course from May to June 2025. Um, Attendance is actually one of the point that we're really looking at. So I might hand these questions to Sean. See if you can guide us on what's the way.
Yeah, thank you so much, Rui. For these questions, we actually got online courses and local courses for these eight courses. So it depends. If it is online version, online courses, you might be able to get connected with all the participants together online. So although you are away from Singapore, you can just join us as long as you are not trapped in the class or anything. So we'll announce for the final um, decision which one will be the online version and which one will be the local versions after you get accepted. So for that two session, you might be able to get at least one through online. For the local version, I mean local sessions, you might be able to get in touch with your mentors. But usually, we will have some replacement. For example, like we will have some assignment, some role plays for some discussion that you might not be able to try in person. So we will find some way to make sure that the mentors can get connected with you, and as long as you have prepped your thoughts or your assignment, you have done your part. I think that would be a yes for us. I mean, to one or two, not more than two, I think, because we have only eight sessions, so not more than two. So as long as you have some preparations, I mean, like before the class or after the class, you finish the assignment, there will be it's an okay for us. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Sean, to help us with the questions. I can build on a little bit of what you have asked. So previously, we also have a situation which it was a presentation day, and we have a participant who cannot attend the class. So what she did was she pre-recorded her presentations, and that is actually count because we also look at the effort that you put in for the classes. And also because you mentioned you are from Singapore. So if it's in Singapore, by default, unless we have any changes, the classes will take place at HYC, Humanistic Youth Center. So it's a very strategic location with good facilities. There might be a case that we can actually do it online. So while some of them are in person, as it's a very special case for you, they could be able to equip that. But I'm happy to invite Mavis if it's convenient for you to expand on this question. Yeah. Mavis, maybe she's on the move. So Mavis is a staff from Humanistic Youth Center. She was also serving as a mentor in 2024. Okay, no pressure on that. Moving on to Jaslyn. Jaslyn asks if there's a specific number for people we are looking to recruit for the IYLP program. So previously, when we have local teams, we go with 5 per team or per country. That's basically to ensure the mentor can take care of you, very quality and good attentions given to monitor your learning as well. But it really depends on the chapter on how many they would like to take on. So in last year's situation, Indonesia, which is was under one of my part, we had 6 participants because we happen to have one member. He's an Indonesian, but he's currently in Austria. He was once in the global team, but then he realized that he could actually enjoy more when he's in the Indonesia team. So that was a case that he was also in the Indonesia team, and then we have 6 person in the group. It doesn't affect so much on the classes and on the AMP because basically he will just join in every event that we have, and he's very highly committed in a way. So it really depends on the situation too. Then is there any question that I missed? Oh, I have one more. So thank you for this program. Resonate with your objective and on humanistic leadership approach as a global citizen. Thank you. I'm Abner, a Filipino currently in Singapore until May, 35 years old until October this year. Will I still be eligible? For me, I would definitely say submit the application. We want you to have your rights to submit because you're still 35 right now. by the time you submit you're still 35. And about the logistic wise on whether you are still in Singapore or in Filipino, maybe Lynette, you would like to take this question, and then if there's anything that need to build on your response, then I will invite Sean to do that. Thank you.
We welcome everyone in the Philippines. Yeah, I think Sean can expound more on the question.
Yeah, you usually encourage local participants. So we have some sessions that happen locally. So whenever you are in Singapore, although you are Filipino, you are in Singapore, welcome to join them Singapore. But when it happened during the holiday sessions when you are back to Philippines, and then we have that classes, welcome to join in Philippines or anyone maybe while you are joining LLP sessions but you're traveling to Malaysia. If you happen to be in Kuala Lumpur, closest to Ying or like in Malacca, closest to Jiajian, you can join that sessions. We are open for that because the courses that we have locally, the structure and the content should be identical, although we might have some different discussion in depth, or the time will be a little bit different, but SDG that we discuss will be the similar one. And also the assignment that you should submit should be the similar one. Yeah, so I don't think there will be any obstacles for anyone that travel a lot.
Okay, thank you so much. And I saw one last question from Zitong. May I know what's the chances of getting selected for the program? Wow, this is a very subjective question. Anyone here would like to take this between Sean or JJ?
I can answer it first, then Jajan, you can complete my answer later. Based on the statistic that we have on 2024, we have 196 applicants last year from 33 countries, and then we accept about 20 something. I can't remember right now. And yep, so the chances would be like about 20 to 30%, 20%, yeah, about 10 to 20% something. Yeah. But last year we got a lot of, applicants. They are not really put efforts into their the answer, so they get removed. I mean, for the first session, quite a lot. Yeah. So I don't know why we got such a huge applicants. They are not really well prepared. So we filtered quite a few. Yeah. So for the interview, yes, I think we still have about like 100 applicants that undergoes interview. Yeah. Jiajian, you want to continue?
Yes, something that comes out in my mind just now when talk about the how is there any like template for the recommendation letter, right? So like just like what Sean said, we do the first screening and then the second will be the interview session, right? So I think I would like to share with you all that during the first screening, right, sometimes it's very, how to say, obvious on the reference letter or maybe on the recommendation letter and also the letter that you write about yourself, right? It's somehow it's very AI generated, one thing. Then second thing is sometimes the because we ask for two recommendation letter, right? Sometimes the first and the second letter, the content is like nearly the same, so we will be scratching our head. So is it a is it like truly recommended by the people, by the referrer? Or sometimes we do write the content ourselves and then ask the referrer to give a stamp or whatsoever. So I think for the recommendation letter, I mean, sometimes we do know that we need to write the context, of what is the program about, then to let the referrer know to know more, and then to write in a better way that's suited with the context. So, but whatsoever, I think take note that we are able to distinguish what is the proper one and then what is the AI generated one. Or maybe some of it also encounter some of the recommendation letter, right? It's like referring to like previous project that the attendee is applying for some other thing, but he or she just use the old recommendation letter for this IYLP application. So yeah, put I think some effort on the letters, then that will be how to say greatly. We truly appreciate it, and then for the effort that you all were putting in, and then for that you can go to the second stage for the interviewing session. Yeah, okay, that's my input and feedback for that. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you so much, JJ and Sean, for answering the questions. Yeah, I remember last year when we were doing the screening, we received some letters, like job letters, like promotion letters, which the title is not referring to IYLP, was totally different areas as well. So it's easy for us to do such screening because you're definitely not eligible by looking at that. So not too much of the problem for us. So moving on, I have one last questions from Xiong Lu. So you asked about what are the things that we are looking for during the interviews. Um, we do have one thing that I can think of right now is your understanding of the sustainable development goals. If there's anything that you are passionate about, especially what we have just shared as the curriculum and the project timeline, that's one from my end. And maybe Sean, you would like to continue with this?
I think your answer is good enough. We keep it secret. But it's not too tough, not to worry.
Also, another one is basically when we are having the interview or when we are having the conversation, your enthusiasm, your energy, and how much you're looking forward for this program. You can't be talking to a person who are just like, oh yeah, I'm doing RLP because I feel like I need to do, but I don't know if there's any purpose or not. We can't be convinced by your energy as well. So really, we look forward to receive your application and then also to have the interview with you. And one more question from Zitong. For the cover letter, what are you looking for as well? Cover letter. Okay, imagine cover letter as the first love letter that you want to send it to us. What do you want us to know about you? Is there anything that deep inside your heart you always wanted to do? And you hope that through IYLP, you're able to share this with us and we're able to see what is your inner wish. Maybe there's always one thing you have been observing and you really want to help the community, but because you're just alone, you do not have enough resources, human resources, for example, you do not have enough people who will say, yes, I agree with you, let's do it. Write it to us. You can let us know based on what you have already know about the program and perhaps taking it as making a wish, but of course must be reasonable, not asking us to say, hey, I want to do this, maybe you just fund me for everything. That doesn't make sense. I hope I answer your question.
I I want
Anybody
to
would like to build on that? Yeah.
I want to add. Can you hear me? I want to add something else. For Zitong, and everyone here, remember to look at the ILP program descriptions. It is actually inside the survey cake. There's a link, that you might missing out. For more, that before the application information filling out session, we have some link. So please click into the link and look at it. That is actually a further descriptions that you can refer to, which is a Google Doc that you can look into. We have more information in that program descriptions. So for the cover letter, we have clearly mentions in the program descriptions, which we covered 3 questions that you can look into. And I think that will be very helpful for us to look to answer the questions in the cover letter. So you might want to click into the link and then look into the details. Yeah.
You have a follow-up question as well. I think that question is direct to Lynette. Lynette, would you like to take it?
No, because um in the cover letter you write it as a letter, right? As an actual letter. So you have to include the address for it. So that's what I'm referring to in that one. but you don't have to separately submit it to an email. So just include it in your letter. So that goes the same way with your recommendation letters.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. I take it as we do not have any more questions. If let's say you have more, feel free to use the Mentimeter to drop your questions and we can answer it publicly, maybe through our Facebook, if let's say there are something that we haven't answered you here. And of course, this is quite a memorable moment. Why not we all open up our camera and take a group photo? Whether or not you will become our IYLP members, I think this is a moment to cherish. Nice. Then I will say, I hope I will see you again. Okay, let's do a countdown of 5, 4, 3. Wait, let me see. 2, 1. Okay, I'll take the screenshot now. I have 2 pages. 1 second. I'll go to page 2. Okay, thank you so much. I hope to see you. And just to let you know, we might share this photo on our Facebook. If let's say you do not want your face to be shown online, please write to us. If let's say we post it, okay? Thank you so much and have a good rest.
Thank you, everyone.
Again, bye bye.
Thank you for joining tonight.
Thank you.
everyone.